Hello YouTube. Today on the Naughty Librarian I am doing another book haul. Kind of mainly new releases too. As usual, I have collected more books because I have a problem and I can't stop buying books. But some of these books are really anticipated releases for me that I had pre-ordered and they finally came in the mail and I'm so excited for them. Okay, let's get into it. Let's just talk about books. Let's do that. First things first, I have a copy of Love is Blind by Lynsay Sands, and this was sent to me by my lovely friend Jess. She had a booktube account once upon a time called The Tiny Tea Set, but Jess is just an awesome human, and she sent me a book, and I'm so happy. Thank you so much. We're following Clarissa and Adrian in this one. Adrian is the Duke of Mowbray. He is looking for a wife, and everyone's like, oh, like, don't go after Clarissa. She is a menace because apparently she's just like the klutziest klutz whoever klutzed. And you're just like, man, like I can handle that. So he goes up to her and he's just like, oh. And Clarissa, very klutzy. I think part of it has to do with that her stepmother refuses to let her wear her glasses, so she just literally can't see anything. So she's just hoping for the best and being Mr. Magoo around a dance floor. Already, it has potential to be very funny, very cute. It's Lynsay Sands. All of the historicals from Lynsay Sands are genuinely, like, campy fun. That's why I love them so much. They don't take themselves seriously. It's going to be campy. It's going to be fun. And I'm so excited. Jess, we should buddy read this. Maybe September. Who knows? We're going to buddy read this. I'm very excited about it. I also finally got a copy of The Worst of All Possible Worlds by Alex White. This is the end of the Salvager series, and oh, I have so enjoyed this series. It's so much fun. It is a cheater sci-fi series where it's definitely sci-fi. There's spaceships, there's planets, there's aliens, there's all kinds of sci-fi stuff. However, there's also a lot of magic. Everybody's got magic in this world, so it's just like space wizards and like, yes, tell me no more. You said space wizards, give me the book. And this is the big finale, and oh, I have had so much fun reading these. They're so action-packed and detailed that you really have to pay attention to the text because there is a lot going on. The battle scenes, the action scenes are so complex. They feel very cinematic in scope. Like if you saw this in a movie, you'd be like, is Michael Bay directing this? This is a lot of explosions. And we're kind of following a misfit group of space pirates. I'm using the word pirate loosely. It's kind of more like a Firefly type situation where they're like smugglers, but they also save the galaxy kind of a lot. So this is the crew of the Capricious. They are misfits, space adventurers saving the galaxy from like evil magic, and they are setting off to have the final showdown here, and ooh, I want to read it. I'm so excited. I had this pre-ordered for like months, and it's finally here. Ugh, so excited. I can't wait to read it. I also got a copy of Architects of Memory by Karen Osborne. This was sent to me by the publisher Tor. Thank you so much for sending this to me. I freaking love Tor Books. Like, I read so many books from them anyways, and then they're very nice and they send me books. So thank you so much, Tor. You're awesome. Keep killing it. You guys are knocking it out of the park here. So this is a debut, and it sounds really cool. I'll just read like this first little blurb here. It says, millions died after the first contact. An alien weapon holds the key to redemption or annihilation. Dun dun dun. So we're following this pilot named Ash, who is also terminally ill, and she is looking, for a cure. She will be damned if these aliens take one more fucking thing from her, essentially. And she's on a salvage mission, and they find this thing, which ends up being a genocidal weapon, and they're just like, whoa. And then there's like a corporate warfare intrigue thing, and she's like indentured to a corporate thing. I don't know, it's very sci-fi, but like I'm into it. It's got like great vibes. I'm really into this. I'm so excited Tor sent me a copy because this is a book that definitely would catch my eye. I mean, the cover, stunning. And also it sounds really good. It kind of sounds like in the same vein as the Salvager series, the book I just talked about previous. So going into that, I am excited. I don't think there's necessarily magic in this one, but it's like, again, a crew of misfit space adventurers. which I love. So thank you. I'm so excited to read this. I also picked up Queen of the Conquered by Kacen Callender. This book had been on my radar for a while and I just hadn't picked it up. And then I read Felix Ever After by Kacen Callender and genuinely enjoyed it. So I was like, let's read something else by Kacen Callender. However, this book is like the complete opposite of Felix Ever After, which is a delightful story of a trans boy in modern day New York. This one is not that. This one is more based on colonialism, and we're following this woman named Sigourney fighting back against colonizers. And yeah, very, very different story. Like, I'm not expecting Felix Ever After again. But I liked that book so much that I wanted to read something else by the author. So I'm trying to like put these two books aside because they are complete opposites. But I'm like, yes, I would love to see someone fight back against colonizers. It's a revenge story. It has, you know, they're fighting back against colonialism, and also I don't know a lot more, but if you just told me it's a revenge story about colonialism, I would already want to read it. Also, it's got a dope title. I enjoyed the author's other work, so I'm really excited about this one. I'm excited to read it. A relatively new release I picked up was The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. I bought this book mainly because it's about drag queens, and I love drag. But this is about Michael. He is a teen who is mixed race. He is Greek and Jamaican, so he's kind of in that weird position where he doesn't necessarily feel Greek enough or Jamaican enough. He's just trying to find his way, and then he finds drag, and he's just like, oh, like, this is it. It's kind of a coming-of-age story, also featuring queer characters, mixed race characters, and drag. So it has a lot of things that I'm very excited for. It also won the Stonewall Book Award, and I mean, any book about drag queens I'm already gonna be interested in, and this one sounds like it's going to be like really like emotional, and I'm gonna get really invested in these characters, and it's gonna break my heart at times. Like, I'm just preparing myself to be emotionally devastated. But like, I'm so in. Yes, give me it. A somewhat new release I picked up is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I've read one other book by Grady Hendrix, which was My Best Friend's Exorcism, which is, you know, campy 80s fun, and also, you know, exorcisms. And I liked that book. I didn't love it, but I thought it was good. And then this book came out, and honestly, the title says pretty much it all. And it's a great title, it's a great cover, it seems funny. And then I've heard a lot of my friends genuinely very much enjoy this book. So I definitely wanted to pick it up. And finally, I pulled the trigger. I was like, yes, give me this book. I want it. This is about a suburban housewife named Patricia. And, you know, she's kind of unsatisfied with her life. The only thing she really has to look forward to is this book club. Until one night, one of them gets, like, savagely attacked, and then they invite this guy into the house. I think it's like a nephew of a neighbor, and she's like, wow, that is a dude. It kind of starts there, and then she starts realizing, oh, he's not a dude, he's probably a vampire. This is bad, and he is out to get her, and then she is going to have to fight back against a young vampire paramour. So it kind of gives me like a dash of Thelma and Louise vibes, although there's not like a Thelma to the Louise here. It's like one character, but it has like a dash of that. And also, you know, Southern hospitality and vampire slaying. Love all of that. And I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I'm pretty excited to read this. Fingers crossed. Like, I genuinely liked Best Friend's Exorcism. Didn't love it though. So I'm hoping, like, since that book has come out, like, the writing has progressed, and then this book will just knock it out of the park. But honestly, stylistically alone and concept, A+. It sounds really good. Last book I hauled recently, also a new release that I pre-ordered, was Mallory by Josh Malerman. This is the sequel to Bird Box, and like, I loved Bird Box. I read it in 2019, and honestly, it was one of my favorite books I read that year. It was one of those books where you finish reading it, and you put the book down, and you go, fuck, that was good. So it was one of those moments, and then I heard, like, a sequel's coming, and I was like, yes, I'm in. Tell me no more. I'm already in. This comes back into the story 12 years after the events of Bird Box. And we're following Mallory again, and Mallory was such an interesting protagonist because yes, Bird Box is about, interdimensional monsters that when you see them will spark such madness into you that you commit horrible acts of violence upon yourself and others. So, like, as a horror concept, awesome. But the book is about more than that. It's also about, like, the human psyche and trauma and what that does to a person. Because I think the main question the first book, Bird Box, was asking is, in the apocalypse and there's horrible monsters in front of you, what is truly the scariest thing? Is it the monsters, or is it the person you have become in the face of these monsters? So yeah, that was all explored through Mallory's character. So coming back to Mallory's character, 12 years later, and her still trying her best to survive in this, very inhospitable world sounds awesome. And also there's going to be a question of, do I protect myself or do I go out of my way to try to help others? And I feel like the world has also progressed because it's been 12 years and the monsters are still there. So people had to have been doing different things in these 12 years, and from the blurb it sounds like scientists have started experimenting on them. So who knows what this world is like? But yeah, I pre-ordered it immediately when I heard it was coming out, because I need this in my life. I don't know exactly all of the plot here, but it's one of those auto-buy books. Like, I'm always gonna buy it. I love it already. I'm hoping it's good as Bird Box. I'm trying my best not to overhype it, because I want it to stand on its own, but Bird Box is one of my favorite books. I'm so excited for this. I pre-ordered it and it's finally mine. Alright, so those are just a few of the books I've hauled recently, and some of these books are pre-orders that I am so excited I have in my hands right now, and I'm so excited. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about Mallory and how excited I am that I have it. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what's a new release you've picked up recently, and let me know if you've read it yet. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Also, in the comments down below, I think I might do an AMA video in a coming video perhaps soon. So ask me questions down below. This might be a horrible idea or it might be an incredible idea. We'll find out together when I make the video. But yes, ask me questions in the comments or on Instagram or Twitter. You name it, you'll find me. Ask me questions. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!